What is going on? It is Wednesday, January 12th, and the hottest podcast airing live at 8 p.m. is going on right now. Welcome to the Inner Circle Podcast, everyone. How's everyone doing? How is my best squirrel friend, the best
Your best Judy?
co-host, my best Judy, often imitated, never duplicated or replaced, honey. How are you, Melanie?
I'm good. I am so good. I am exhausted from working and stuff, but I'm good. How are you? I love the pink accents. Like you
Me?
got pink, I have pink.
Oh,
Yeah, the pink
yeah.
accents. Very cute. I like that shirt too. You decided to go scary. I decided to go metal.
Metal, right? Oh, it goes hand in hand, though. It goes hand in hand. Scary metal. But yeah, my favorite genre horror movie, one of my favorite horror movies, because Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite scary movie. But Scream, which is up there, comes out tomorrow. So I am fucking geek.
Oh,
Listen.
It's a movie? I thought for some reason it was a TV series.
They made it a TV series for 3 seasons, which I watched as well. Nothing compares to the movies. But yeah, it was original movie. Came out in 1996, produced by Wes Craven, who also did my favorite scary movie of all time, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger. So I'm really geeked. The way some people love fucking get geeked out for like the superhero movies, Melanie.
Like Marvel,
like the Marvel stuff, Spider-Man, the way people are crazy over that. I'm like so geeked over Scream. I'm so excited. So excited. So I'll be there tomorrow, first showing, 7 o'clock.
You bought your ticket?
Crap. I'm by me, myself, and I are going to see that movie. Yep, me, myself, and I.
You better buy that shit on Fandango. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that hard to get a ticket. I don't think it's gonna make numbers like Spider-Man, to be honest.
It's not something like that. Yeah, it's not something like that. But honestly, on 34th Street, I was looking for the 7 o'clock showing, I believe it was.
We don't do 34th Street. Why are you going there?
What do you mean we don't do 34th Street? Should we tell the people who we met, who we sat next to, like literally 2 chairs away on 34th Street? You remember? You forgot that?
Colin Farrell, yes.
Exactly. At 34th Street. He was literally, that's a funny story. Listen, Melanie and I have lived stories. We haven't said stories to you guys that we even forget. Yes, we sat like literally. Colin Farrell, if you don't know who Colin Farrell is, you're living under a rock and you must be a Gen Z. Like literally 2 chairs away from us while watching another scary movie, I think it was. We went to see The Strangers, I believe it was. Some weird movie. It was a scary movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I remember him leaving 20 minutes prior.
Early, yeah.
Or early, yeah.
So ain't nothing wrong with 34th Street, but going back to 34th Street, the chairs are almost like, because now they have the reclining chairs. I don't know if you've been there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So it's less limited.
I don't really like going to 34th Street. I don't like Herald Square, Times Square, all those squares. But the reclining seats, do help. Oh, someone heard a rumor about Scream's ending. Do not spoil it.
Do not start.
DK Morningstar, do not spoil it. Because Charlie will be really upset. I've spoiled shit for him, and he hasn't spoken to me for days about it. So
she spoiled the challenge, the Real World Road Rules challenge, where she said a certain gay man went home, and I'm like, this bitch got spoiled it. But anyways, let's get into some unfortunate news that we have to sit here and report, because speaking for myself, I was a huge fan growing up of this show. Our condolences. We've lost another great one. It's so shocking. Bob Saget, one of TV's greatest dads. Were you a Full House fan growing up, Melanie?
I was a Full House fan. I thought he was a corny dad, but he was like a typical, like, with the dad jokes and stuff. And I love the fact that he was like a single dad too. Yeah. So that's really sad. And early, like after Full House, he still was relevant, which I really like.
Yeah, he did.
And he was a comedian, I think.
Yeah, he was more comedian. He was more of a comedian, and he did America's Funniest Home Videos back in the day. Funny. Some people don't know. I didn't know this till a few years ago. Although the show aired for a while, so I didn't find this out till like seasons in. He's the voiceover for How I Met Your Mother.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch that show, even though I've heard good things.
Yeah, neither did I. I never watched and never got into How I Met Your Mother, but he was part of that cast.
I heard that his stand-up I think it's on HBO Max. I heard
Yeah,
it's good.
no, and going back to remember Bob Saget, back when the show first started with Full House, as you said, he's a comedian. So back then they had to like kind of like reel him in, and even behind the scenes with the kids because his jokes were very adult. If
Yeah,
one would say very
I
adult.
that's what Andy Cohen said. I was listening to
Hmm.
Andy Cohen live, and he had an interview with Bob Saget, and like his his material and like the things that he would say. I mean, they had like double entendres and shit.
Yeah,
So I liked it, but for kids around being in a show around kids, you can't really speak that way. But I
yeah.
I thought, yeah, I felt really bad, and that's really sad the way that he died. Like, I hate hearing celebrities dying in hotels
Mm,
because the first thing you think is like
mm.
something like drug related.
Yeah, yeah. But
The
nothing like
last
that.
person, yeah, not it wasn't like that, but like the last person that I know that died in a Florida hotel was Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, and that's why hotels. I mean, that's a different story. That's a different show and different topic when it comes to hotels and stuff like
yeah.
that. But that's crazy. He did die. Excuse me, alone in an Orlando hotel. The night before, he had a comedy show, and the maid who discovered it because he had a late. Basically, it was time for checkout, and he wasn't checking out. His bags were packed. By the door, his room was super clean, and basically he was found in the bed with one arm to this. I believe it was his right arm to the side and his left arm, or the
Oh
opposite. You have so many
no.
arms to his chest. So they're thinking
A heart
allegedly it
attack
was a heart attack.
or a
So
stroke.
yeah. So well, Betty White, I guess her cause of death was a few days before she had like four mini strokes or four strokes, something like that, before her actual day passing that we all find out. So
That's
yeah,
horrible.
it is horrible. But you know what? As morbid as it sounds, and we'll move on from this right after this, I'd rather go in my sleep. I've said it and I'll say it again. That is the best way to go. I don't want to go in no crazy ass final destination way. I don't want to do it. I'd rather be in my home in my sleep.
I want to be like that Real Housewives, die during sex.
Or sex. Or sex. Or sex. Have you
Mm.
That's a different story for another
Anyways,
day. I was gonna say, have you ever felt like you were gonna catch a heart attack from how hard you go? But that's a different story, different different show. Congratulations are in order to MJ Rodriguez. We were both Post fans, not so much of that last season they gave us, but we enjoyed Pose and we enjoyed MJ Rodriguez. She becomes the first trans woman to win a Golden Globe. So congrats to her.
that's awesome. I wish they actually showed it. Funny that she wins this year when they don't even have the award show, but there's always next year.
But which is something I kind of told you off the radar, off the show. It's like, congrats, but do we feel nowadays with like award, just like jobs, award shows, etc., are just trying to fill quotas? Don't you feel that way? Like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Are we? Did they give it to her because she really deserved it, or we just trying to fill quotas? Like, oh, we need to give certain X amount of black awards away. We need to give certain X amount of gay people awards away. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel we become, and we're just doing it just so we don't look bad. If you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying. And when I say we, not me, the higher ups, the blancos, but yeah,
the
but
Academy.
the academy. But let's move on to this. I mean, this Jamie Lynn speed. Did you watch the Jamie Lynn thing on Good
Yeah,
Morning America?
I didn't watch it. I've been busy working and I ran over here. But I did see snippets, and to me, Jamie Lynn Spears, my fucking issue besides she's a hypocritical ass snake to Britney is her demeanor and the way that she talks when she's like trying to like portray this like sadness and this like, oh, I love my sister, all this bullshit. She seems very like arrogant, and like she has this like air about her, like she's defending herself where she should be actually like more humble and not like bitch, you did your sister wrong, like everyone knows it, it's written in papers and everything, like the numbers don't lie. So I don't know, I don't believe her. Cry me a river. in the words of Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, for real, right? And she definitely shed a few of those crocodile tears. She said she tried to help Britney with her conservatorship and even tried to her own detriment, her words. Um, and she tried to help Britney a few times and give her the tools that she needed. Also, she also states that any information or talk about funneling, what is it? Funneling, is that a word? Like basically taking
Yeah.
Britney's money, funneling money elsewhere. It's that a misunderstanding because years ago, Britney, this is what she said. Years ago, Britney had a conversation with her that she wanted, for Jamie Lynn to oversee money, a certain money to make sure that if anything happens to her, Britney, that her kids, Britney's kids, will be taken care of. And this is that part, Melanie, made me feel like maybe she is telling the truth because me and Britney, I'm always on the Britney news. Years ago, there was a story. Years ago,
Yeah.
before Britney blasted her family, there was a story that Britney did kind of put Jamie Lynn as a trustee in case something happens to her. That Jamie Lynn makes sure that her kids are taken care of. So when she said that, I'm like, there's sprinkles of truth, but it's like with so much bullshit going on. And when you have the horse herself saying, no, fuck you guys, my whole family screwed me over. It's like, what to believe?
I think they were helping her. There's an expression, a Dominican expression, de boca pa fuera, like basically like you're helping her, but it benefits you not to help her. Like my thing is, you're helping her and you were there for her, but you still have Lou M. Taylor as your manager.
Thank you.
Bitch, you a whole lie.
Thank you. Exactly. And who set up that whole freaking interview with Good Morning America? TriStar, Lou M. Taylor, that whole management company. Because they're the same people that used to set up Britney when she was under the conservatorship with just certain shows. Like they would set Britney up. So I see right through that. I know right through that. But anyways, we'll see. I'm waiting with my popcorn like that Michael Jackson meme for Britney Spears to go on Instagram and say her part and blast her sister because we know Britney's wild and free lately. But moving on today, if you guys didn't know, we have a special guest joining us. He is music producer. He's an engineer, all things music he loves, and he's here to chop it up with us.
And a longtime friend.
And a longtime friend. We gotta get into all that. Let's welcome to the Inner Circle podcast. Welcome, part of the Circle family, Alexis Ortiz. What's up, homie?
What's up?
Welcome to the show. I know. There you go. Rocking the Britney.
We should have wore Britney shirts. We all should have wore Britney shirts.
I thought that, but I knew I had to rep my ghost face a day before I go see my Scream tomorrow.
You should wear that tomorrow. Well, actually,
I have another Scream shirt.
Never mind.
Yeah, I have a Scream shirt. I'll be wearing that tomorrow. I'm all over it already. I'm all over it. Welcome to the show, Alexis. How are you, man?
Man, I've been great, man. COVID and everything, I think it's just been a crazy last, 2 years and a half with this thing going on around.
Mm-hmm. And also, this show has been in the making. I think a lot of guests who end up coming on, it's like, sometimes it's been in the making. You and I have been chatting about you coming on for
a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
So finally, listen, it's all timing. And finally it's happened. So welcome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm ready for this.
So let's get into it. For our circle friends who don't know, well, first of all, Melanie, you want to tell the people, or Alexis, both of you, how we all met? It was at a little sweatshop, but I'll let you guys say the story.
So I just transferred from Florida to New York, and we were all working at Forever 21 in Fifth Avenue, which now has disintegrated. But we were all in different departments, right? I feel like, because I was with Cash Wrap, your stock, and Charlie, you were a manager.
Was a sales manager.
Yeah.
And that was like 11 years ago.
Yeah, we were still
babies.
Babies.
We were
pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Time flies fast. Time flies fast.
Time's going by at a freaking lightning speed. Um, but yeah, that's how we all met. But tell the people, as they can see, you're a producer, you're an engineer. Um, tell the people, how did this come about? Like when did your love for music start? How did you get into these roles? Let us know how it all began for you.
So I never speak the story, but it was actually, I think as a child, you kind of don't, you kind of trying to figure out like where do you belong, especially I think around the age of 12, and you figure out what do you want to do in life. You have an idea what your hobby is, especially where at times in technology, I mean, we're still dealing with dial up. DSL still wasn't a thing, obviously. So everything that, everything was kind of like, like finding information was like YouTube just was just a beginning, pretty much you have to go to like library to get books and VHSs and stuff like that. But I became more, I think it was like dark times as a kid, like, you're trying to figure out like where do you belong, where you fit. And I think there was this book that just kind of like changed my life. And I remember this book, it says How to Become a Hip Hop Producer. And the funny thing about this book is if you ever get it, it has every single number of every record label. So it has like literally like, so if you like, it has like all the contacts on the last.
Let me get the number to Def Jam.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like you can nowadays you can walk into these corporations and drop your, not like before it was just like you won't even get to the receptionist. Now is you able like labels want people that are already made. That's what they're looking for. People that are self-made. They don't care about making an artist because they know there's YouTube. There's so much revenue out there. They're just scouting like some NFL draft. Like we need the best thing and the next big hottest stuff. And that's the way it is now.
Charlie, you first started your podcast on SoundCloud.
Wow, Charlie, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, this was way before the Inner Circle podcast.
Yeah.
It was titled, and like many podcasts, as we know, podcasts change till you finally find your niche and stuff. And what's to say we won't change and be something else 5 years from now. But yeah, it was on SoundCloud and it was called Fly Podcast. And yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I think he was just starting up. It was very simple, very straightforward.
Yeah, trying. Yeah. How we've evolved.
Yeah, exactly.
But Alexis, one of the things that it's just so much to ask you. That
go ahead.
It's crazy. Because it's so true what you said. Nowadays, not only are these labels looking for these like self-made people, but it's not only like that. It's crazy that it's not only that. It's even reality TV. Back then, they used to have castings. I used to go to, not a lot, but I went to some castings back in the day for MTV, where now, like you said, people want you, even these regular reality TV shows, they want self-made people. They're looking at your social medias saying, okay, let's see how many numbers he has. Oh, 10,000. Okay, let's use him because they're looking at it as he has those
marketing.
Exactly. Thank you.
Marketing.
And that's our world nowadays, and it's crazy. And it's the same thing with music. How do you feel music has changed in the last, let's say, 10, 15 years? And do you think it's changed for the good?
So this is what happened. The first thing that, if you notice, nobody's making okay, I'm sorry, let me say this correct. Nobody's making Beyonce numbers like in sales of hard copy. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, obviously the true fans stick to it. But they're not making. I sold a million copies. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce make 250 together. Before the 2007 conversion, meaning before everything went streaming, everybody's was hitting the numbers like, oh, a million copies sold in a week. So now a hard copy, selling a hard copy, you gotta be a true fan to your artist because the amount of money that they get. Because here's how it is. They get their money from their vinyl, so the LPs, which is like $40. I think they get like a $5 per vinyl. That's a lot of money for an artist. But as you start to cut from LPs like vinyls, then they go CDs and then digital. The digital is what leaves the most because nobody has time to sit there, buy an album, pop it in the car, and enjoy it like it was. Now it's like, oh, let me just go to Apple Music, call that shit a day. It's the experience. That's what it is. That doesn't exist anymore.
It's so funny you say the experience because back then, and for the people who don't know, I have to put this out there. Alexis is like me, a Pisces brother, power to the Pisces. Back then, for me, it was an experience going to. I don't know if you guys had coconuts or strawberry, like the music place back in the day, or Virgin store. But for me, it was an experience going to the store and buying the album, going home, taking off the wrapper, opening the CD or the cassette CD, and like going through the pamphlet, reading like the things, the pictures.
Credits.
That was in it, the credits, who wrote it, the producers, the lyrics. Like, oh, I used to get pissed when some artists didn't have lyrics in their CD booklet. I used to be like, damn.
That's how you go to lyrics.com.
Back in the day, or Lyrics A to Z. Remember that one? Lyrics A to Z. Back in the day. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're aging ourselves. But, like, it was an experience. So it's so funny you bring up the experience because we don't have that anymore. Like, like The Weeknd dropped an album last week. And it was like, oh, cool. He's dropping an album. We like The Weeknd. But that's it. You wake up this Friday morning or you stay up Thursday night and then you listen to it. There's not much of an experience of going out and getting it and reading the booklet. So it's funny how you say that.
That's another thing too, is that like when if you guys remember Forever 21, before Forever 21, it was actually Virgin Records. So a lot of big artists used to walk in, sign your stuff. You know, it was all the waiting in line, waiting for like your favorite artist to get that picture and that autograph. Now that doesn't exist anymore because, like Charlie said, 11:59, The Weeknd just dropped this album. Wow, what can you do? Now we have to like. What's the experience about? I get it. You got, you throw in Jim Carrey, you throw Quincy Jones, but I want to meet the person. I want to get a sign. I want to take a picture. I really want to buy the album physically. Yeah. That's the whole point of it.
Remember when artists used to do like promotion for their albums? Like they would go to TRL or like I worked in the mall when I was in high school, and there was a store called FYE for Your Entertainment, and that's where they had like the albums and shit. And I remember there was like a band, I forgot, I don't know if it was Creed or some corny band like that, and they did like a whole promotional thing where people got to take pictures if they bought the album. They don't do that shit no more. The closest shit is Comic-Con.
And labels don't give a shit anymore. They just care about we're selling digital, so let's keep continuing with that. And it's 9 cents per, and it's not, and like there's the title pays the most, but like it's like I think the highest is like I think it's $1 from title. I think a penny. I forgot what the numbers were.
But I have a question though. If somebody, let's say like the new Weeknd album, right? If I only like one song and the album and I buy that song, does that count as like $129? I pay $129. Does that count? I bought the album?
No, just a song.
No, just a single. It wasn't like that back
crazy.
In the day. Yeah. So an album will cost. So back in the day, there's two types. There's a standard edition and there's the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition was like a DVD, an extra, like it was already autographed or something special with the deluxe, which always costs about like $5 more. But artists, like I said, now artists don't even put a thought into their album covers. Like it's just like, here, shut the fuck up.
That's true too. That's true too. Listen, we're gonna get more into this and talk about production and engineering and stuff. But let's take a break and do a little Two Truths and a Lie. For the people that may not know Alexis, let's get to know him more, and even us. Let's see if Melanie and I could, although we've known each other for a while, we knew each other from way back then. But let's see if we could figure you out. So let's do this little game of Two Truths and a Lie. So Alexis, tell us two truths and a lie, and we got to figure out what is it, the lie, right?
Yeah.
We got to figure out what's the lie, yeah.
All right.
This is gonna be a hard one. Wow. Let's say two truths and a lie. Lactose intolerant, allergic to chocolate.
Damn, that's horrible.
And I'm married.
Oh, I know that. Do you want to say that at the same time? Which one we know is a lie?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. He's married.
You're married.
Yeah.
Well, we know that. That's a lie.
Yup. Because obviously
you're allergic to chocolate.
Well, he's lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant, yeah.
Well, no. So, but if you're lactose intolerant, aren't you somewhat allergic or intolerant to chocolate? Because that has milk too, no?
So I'm allergic to chocolate, and I can't, like, it's funny. I have to start cutting down like anything that's like seed based, like corn. Like I just found out I can't eat popcorn anymore. That's crazy, and I still do it. So
That's
everything
wild.
It started with dairy. Now it's like seed based.
You know, the older we get, like the more allergies like arise.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. But
I'm nervous.
I want to go to an allergy doctor and see like when I'm
man, they're gonna poke you with everything they got.
They're gonna poke you with mad. My grandmother did it,
really?
and they poke you with mad needles, and then I guess if your skin raises, that's how they know you're allergic.
Correct.
Yeah.
I only know that I'm allergic to fake jewelry. So
that's common. That's common. That's very common.
That's not common. People be walking around here with fake jewelry.
I mean, I can't even walk with a fake nose ring or fake earring because I use some. I don't know, maybe, but I notice like sometimes with me, I'll start to like red. Like that's why I don't even rock it anymore.
My shit will turn green.
Oh Jesus, I never got that one.
All right, well, let's get back into the music stuff. Could you tell us? Because even for me, well, I know a little more, but maybe for someone who doesn't know as much, the difference between a producer and an engineer.
Gotcha. So a producer is there to obviously to produce the record. You know, like Dr. Dre said, there's too many producers, but a true producer is supposed to be like a composer, like someone that's supposed to make the record as one. Pretty much is like the one that puts everything together. You know, coming from doing doing 20 years of this, one thing I can tell you is anybody could be a producer. That's a fact. Like your 5-year-old, like, and the reason why is that is because there's so much access to the production of it, like the laptops, the MIDI keyboards. Back in the day, having that was like you spent $3,000 on the keyboard and then a couple of plugins. But now everything is so like digitized that you can make music literally anywhere. You don't need instrumentations like there were before. And the difference between an engineer is someone actually mixes the record, someone actually, it's like polishes, fixes, edits. It's the person that kind of like bakes the record, makes sure that all the ingredients in the recipe, and then the final product, it's there. Like he's the person that puts all everything together. Go ahead.
I feel like producers get more credit than engineers.
Yes.
Meanwhile, engineers will be in the studio for hours, like making sure everything is up to par. And you know how you just said that producers could be like any age? Didn't what's his face? DJ Khaled put his son as a producer, like give him credit. So and, like the little boy was like un chamaquito.
So the reason why, I'll go further into that. Nas put his daughter for one of his, I think, Illmatic. The reason why is because it's a royalty thing. For example, something happens to Khaled, Khaled's son is gonna get that revenue, whatever that album gets every quarter. So let's say Khaled passes out, that's fine. The money keeps coming. That's it. That's all that matters. So that's same thing with Nas. Yeah, it's nice because you're getting a consistent check no matter what. And I think Nav from XO, he puts his friends on. He'll put like for example, like let's say I was Nav, he'll put Charlie, he'll put you, he'll put all his friends in his credit at a small percentage so they can eat too. It's all about putting everybody on and making sure that everybody's eating evenly. Even if they played a piece into like a percussion or a verse or something to it. But yeah, it's about just making sure that you're getting that consistent money.
Yeah. I know for like when it comes to like lyrics, I know Madonna in her album, the song Erotic, I forgot what song, or Justify My Love. Lenny Kravitz wrote that song and she changed literally one word in the whole song. She only contributed to one word, and because of that, she gets royalties.
Well, yeah. Beyonce's someone who's known for that too. Beyonce's known for that.
So in this industry, if you look at Drake, if you look at any credit right now, you'll see like especially Drake's like I'm sorry to say this, like this is something I'm gonna put out. A lot of people don't know this. Your favorite artist is not writing their own music. I'm sorry to say that.
Drake is not writing his own music.
No, he's not. Everybody's like all these records that your favorite records you hear right now. Someone's writing into it. This is not something new. Lil Wayne. I'm gonna start. Well, everybody. I mean,
I know
Lil
Cardi
Wayne.
does not
Kanye
write her
West?
own bars.
Well, we know, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay because the thing is, I always tell people, anybody can write the song, but it's how you perfect the song in the recording. Like it doesn't matter who wrote it; it's how you're gonna flow, how you're gonna gravitate it. Because anybody can write a song, yes, but how you gonna spit that message into the microphone? That's the hardest, because you're trying to figure out what they wrote going into your flow, going into the mic, and that's the hardest. And I've seen, I mean, when you're properly trained, it's like naturally.
Yeah. What's like an advice that you will give singers or even up and coming producers out there?
One of the things I tell a lot of people that I teach is be patient. Like whatever you see, like I always tell people, don't feel intimidated about my setup. Don't feel intimidated about someone else's blow up. Don't Everything comes in, like you just gotta work on your craft. Also, the one thing I always tell, be open minded. If someone is giving you advice, take that advice, man. Like I'm telling you, like a lot of these, everybody thinks that it's like to get a ticket to work with a big artist, you have to um like work in a pace that like you kind of have to like know somebody. It doesn't work like that. In this industry, it's who you know and how good are you in this industry. So you could be you could suck, but that doesn't mean because you suck you're able to work with Cardi B. You know, that's how it works. So you have to be patient in this game. Like you have to network. I always tell people network. Networking is the best thing that I think that you don't have to, especially with Instagram, man. You'd be surprised what you can do on Instagram. You can hit up your favorite producer, your favorite engineer. You can hit up, like an artist. Sometimes the best thing to do is like hit up the artist's personal engineer. Like, for example, I'll just say like Cardi B's engineer. Like, hey, how was that? What did you do to Bodak Yellow? These people will answer or will not, but I promise you, the way you approach yourself, hey, I'm a new engineer. I just started. I would like to know a feedback, yada, 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 yada. And they will reach out to you and give you the bring you to the light.
You gotta put yourself out there.
You gotta put yourself out there. And I love how you say it's the way you reach out and the way you put yourself out there and present yourself. I mean, Melanie knows behind the scenes stuff. Obviously, when we were reaching out to like that, and she even seen a screenshot earlier that I said, I'm not gonna talk about it. We don't want to talk about it yet till things come to fruition. But you seen that screenshot earlier, right? So it's like it's so crazy, Alexis, how you say like Instagram, it's the way, because in ways it could be the way, especially nowadays. And if you have your time, you just gotta reach out and put yourself out there in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like,
totally. 100% agree.
People are more reachable nowadays. Hell, people freaking start dating. Like celebrities date each other through talking on Instagram.
DMs, DMs, they're sliding your DMs,
Dua Lipa, actually, I see admitted to that. We're on War Jadid, but they broke up. That's a different show. But that's a different show. I just have to bring it up.
Same thing with Raúl Alejandro and
Rosalia.
He just slid into the DMs. That's it. That's all it takes, baby.
Oh shit!
He got a whole lot of women.
Yeah, she's.
I like Rosalia, and I think she's a whole lot of women for him, though.
He's so little. He's like he's like the Puerto Rican version of Bruno Mars, even though Bruno Mars is Puerto Rican too. But like he is like tiny.
But listen,
it's funny. I was gonna say the last thing that man has actually been inspired by Chris Brown. Like he is a Spanish Chris Brown.
That's true.
Pisces, right? Alexis, I watch a lot of YouTube. Like that's my vibe. Like when I'm chilling, whatever, doing work. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, because they did a collaboration recently.
Which he was super excited to actually work on that because it's the collab that he was dying for in his career, and he got it.
I totally agree. Raúl Alejandro is like a Spanish version of Chris Brown. No lie. If you guys haven't heard of Raúl Alejandro, definitely check him out. He definitely has some bangers, and I love his latest album, Vice Versa.
He could dance like him.
And yes.
I honestly haven't been watching videos like that.
So it is. I'm gonna just put this little thing. He on one of his interviews with I think Alafoque Music. I don't know who it was, but he said that when he wanted to come into the game, he said, I wanted to be like a Spanish Chris Brown. Clearly made a statement like that because he says no reggaeton artist dances. It's just very feminine or flamboyish.
Perrean.
Yeah, and I think honestly, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's the best thing is like Ray J dance, every R&B Usher dance, Justin Bieber dance. I mean, I'm not JT dance, so Amaria. So what's the problem? It's been accepted. It's okay to dance.
Well, you know what? I think no. You know what? In the over here in America, in the R&B world, and I think for us Latinos, for like a pop, if you're not in a boy band pop Latino in Spanish, or you're not a Ricky Martin, for the most part, it is taboo. Now that we're talking about it, it is taboo to really see a Latino artist out there like boom, boom, pat, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, but I love to see it with Raul Alejandro. He's good at it.
Yeah, I mean, he puts in the work just like Chris Brown with his choreography. You know, like the man is programmed to be just another Chris Brown and just in the Latin version.
The Latin version, yep, absolutely. Now, speaking of dancers, real quick, just off the cuff question, because I think he's not as big, but I think he is good. I watch his videos and I'm like, he annoys me. And we spoke about him last week, Jason Derulo. Who do you think is the best dancer, Jason Derulo or Chris Brown?
Chris Brown.
What kind of question is that?
That's Chris Brown, man. The kid's career has been in the
Chris
making
Brown,
best dancer. I'm not saying biggest career now.
Chris Brown did run it. Like, what the
fuck? Yeah, he's been dancing since 16. I mean, from running, literally. So, Jason Derulo was doing this when, I mean, I don't want to say, the thing about, listen, Jason Derulo had his time and he had his prime. Now, his music, just my personal opinion, it doesn't hit in the market and in the margin that we're in now. Because Chris Brown is between new school and old school.
Yep. And Chris Brown has been like collaborating with like
Latino
and like African.
Yep.
I love Afrobeats.
So I have Jason Derulo really quick. Jason Derulo has done.
He's done Maluma. I seen the features, but the boy Chris is on a different level. I wouldn't be like the boy raps, the boy sings, the boy dances. Jason Derulo is straight R&B. I would love to hear a rap song of Jason Derulo.
What was the last Jason Derulo song that was good? That Talk Dirty to Me shit. That shit was corny as fuck.
Wiggle. I think that. Wiggle. That's it. That's it.
You know, Jason Derulo to me is one of those artists that has like songs that we do recognize, like the wiggle, and that are big, but it's very sporadic. Yeah, it's mainstream and sporadic. It's not like
he annoys me.
He's a Virgo. He's not consistent.
Oh, exactly.
He's not consistent with his hits and his delivering of music. What any behind the scenes like things you've seen, producing, engineering, working with people like that, you're like, whoa, that you could talk about without getting a cease or desist, that you want to let the Inner Circle podcast know?
Or like things that went crazy in the studio?
Whatever, or someone you met that you were shocked of how they looked or the difference or whatever.
Oh, Nati Natasha.
Yeah?
Man, that girl looked different without makeup, guys. I'm sorry.
She's pretty.
She threw in some Timbs, some tight jeans, and some tight, like she was going to boot camp.
But so did you expect as a producer to go to the studio all caked up?
No, actually, you know, it's funny. I expected to be caked up, but I was like, you know, it was one of those sessions where like, because the way I know this business is like, an artist, well, from my experience, the female artists don't go in that glow up. I can tell you that. Like, they don't go with that glow because you don't want the attention of the boys. That's one. And number two is too much major attraction. That's two. And then three is that women are very straightforward, but the men artists are the worst. Like, trying to work in a studio with a male artist, they're very like you kind of have to catch their vibe. You have to kind of like figure out the body language, the chemistry. Like, I remember like when I met Chimbala, I'm pretty sure you guys mueva con los pies, him actually. I met him and he shook my hand and he crushed my hand. Like, he was like, dime a ver, and I'm like, you don't gotta like break my hand, but he did it because his height. He's so short that he felt people wasn't. He felt like he was being intimidated.
Oh, he got that Napoleon complex.
Yeah.
Yuck.
So, and that's the what the male artist is the worst. I met Angel Montaz, which he was my personal barber like 10, 15 years ago when I was a kid. Like great guy, But one thing I can tell you about this business, man, these people don't want to pay the dues and the respect. This business, it's about cutting every person off and keeping 100% of royalty to themselves.
So when you say this business or this generation or this up and coming block of people?
This business is disgusting. And because the thing is about this, some artists want to have their own team and they eat with the whole team. But then you got artists that don't don't have a team, so they just go out there just raping and slashing these engineers and producers and the whole production team. And now you start hearing in the industry, what do you think about so and so? I would never work with him. And that's how it starts end up. Like you start hearing this communication, but the conversation, it only travels through engineers. Like, okay, like, yo, you work with this guy, trust me, he ain't gonna pay, or he's not gonna put you on the credits. So now, when that pro client comes, I know, yo, I just don't want to work with you because you're not paying. Then it's always a shit show. It's always a shit show trying to chase the bag from the management or the label. It's always excuse. That's why sometimes you have to.
They don't do contracts.
So the thing is, like, engineers get paid two types of way. We get paid on 5% of royalties, which like that's the most that we can ever get. A couple of my buddies, some get 1% of a record, sometimes 2% of a record. The most I've seen is 5% of a record, and that's nothing. That's like chump change, depending on how much the artist makes. And on top of that, we still charge them the fee of recording, spending the time at the studio. Like I said, we get the end shit of the stick.
Yeah.
Producers get 50% of the record because it's fucked up because like, yeah, he meant the instrumentation and all that, but guess who put it all together? The engineer.
I have a friend who's a music producer. I think we spoke about this a while ago. My friend Christian. It would have been really cool to have you guys both on to talk about your different like viewpoints, because I agree. From experience, like I think the entertainment industry, they glorify producers, if you notice. And like a producer that goes from like producing tracks to then becoming an artist themselves, like for example, Kanye West or Pharrell, like everyone like sees them as, oh my God, they're the best. You got to work with this person. So do you have a preference of like what genre you would like to work for or like you like to be involved in?
To be honest, I already did both markets. I at this point, it doesn't make a big difference. I think it's who you're gonna work with. Like once you start figuring out who's who, you can say to yourself, I can stick with this artist. I know I'm gonna get a bag out of this. I know they're consistent, but sometimes you just have to come straight a-hole and be like, listen, this is all business. I expect my 5%, my fee of right up front. Like sometimes you just have to go and just be straightforward, and that's what a lot of my colleagues do. They're like, listen, this is how much it is. That's it. And if they don't pay that, they can go somewhere else to screw somebody else over. That's how this business has been. We made it like this because we've been taking advantage.
Yeah.
What would you say, speaking of producers, what would you say growing up or even now have been your influences, like people you look up to or that you love?
Or engineer.
Gotcha. Bruce Sweden, Michael Jackson's engineer. Rest in peace, man. The guy, Samuel, obviously one of the greatest legends that ever worked on Hand by Hand. I don't know how the hell he worked with Michael because Michael is a picky. Michael, when he did Billie Jean, it took them 44 mixes, and Michael was like, I think the second one is the best one. Out of 44, so He's one of the. You got to have patience, man, in this industry. Jason Joshua, which is he mixed for Rosalia. He's mixed for Osuna. He's mixed. He just did Mike Towers' album. Bing Bing. He did that album.
Oh, that song Ping Ping.
The whole album.
I love that Ping Ping song. First of all,
I haven't heard it.
I love it. It's very Puerto Rican. But go ahead, son.
Very Puerto Rican. Kendrick Lamar's engineer. He did Baby Keem. He did the whole Top Dog Entertainment. That's Kendrick, SZA, the whole team. So that's mixed by Lee. Who else? Actually, Cardi B's engineer, great guy. He did Bodak Yellow. I have one of his mics from when he did Bodak Yellow. Cost him about $4,000.
Shit.
What else? Yeah, I think that's the crazy investment that I've ever made. What else? Every engineer that's been relevant into the game, I look up to the biggest to the smallest. I don't really go in for like style or sound. It's about like chemistry. Like when you sit with these people, it's just like vibing. You don't want to come off as an asshole, but you don't want to come off as neat. It's like a relationship you want to build.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of producers, right now the Inner Circle, we love to play games, but all the good games. And I'm gonna put you and Melody head to head.
Oh God!
In a competition. Let's go back to Forever 21.
Oh,
putting you guys head to head. With a little game that I dubbed Name That Producer. I'm gonna go down a list of songs from the early, because let's be real, the early to our generation, 90s, early 2000s is the best generation. Music. So we're gonna go through some early 2000s for the most part, hit songs, and it's up to you guys to name that producer of the hit song. All right, Are you guys ready?
If I beat you, you're never gonna live this down. All right, let's go.
All right, let's get it. All right, let's start it off with B2K. Bump, bump, bump.
Chris Stokes.
Who is that producer?
Chris Stokes.
I mean, there's another question playing. Alexis, your turn.
No, hold on.
Oh, wait, I think.
Oh no, you can't be Googling either.
I'm not Googling.
Wait. Oh, I think I know because of the who's in the track.
Yeah, I ran out of time. One, and now people are saying it in the comments, so that could be cheating.
Puff Daddy.
Correct.
Yeah,
Puff Daddy. So
I thought it was Chris Stokes, but I just remember
that's the manager. He was the manager.
Yeah. The manager.
So none of you guys get that.
Can I get half a point?
You get half.
Damn.
Half.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Next. This is gonna be a tricky one. TLC No Scrubs.
Oh, that's all.
Candy Burns?
Timbaland.
He's the writer. He wrote that song.
I think it's Timbaland.
All right, ready?
Ronnie Darkchild Jenkins?
No. He was a big producer for a lot of tracks back in the days, and you guys know.
Oh my God, Destiny Child. Oh my God.
Teddy Riley?
He did Destiny's Child too. He did Bills. He produced that one.
Oh my God.
Teddy Riley?
No, it's not Teddy Riley.
Give me a fucking hint.
Darkchild.
Nope.
I just said Darkchild, Alexis.
Romeo and Juliet. That's a hint. Kevin Shakespeare Briggs.
Oh, it's not Shakespeare. Shakespeare. He did Maya, Case of the X. I remember.
Case of the X, Destiny's Child, Bills.
I used to blast that fucking song.
Which one? Case of the X? That still comes on. Case of the People you haven't let go. Next, Christina Aguilera, Beautiful.
Linda Perry from that band that she has a song.
Okay.
What's going on?
I know what you said.
Four Non Blondes, Linda Perry.
Alexis, who you said? What do you say?
What say you?
That's a hard one because she's in the Latin market. I give this a pass because she can take the kill. She can take
All
the
right,
kill.
Melanie, you're right. It is Linda Perry, who has also produced for Pink. And actually, funny story, Pink and Christina Aguilera had like a riff and put Linda Perry in the middle of it because
I remember
Pink was a little upset that Christina Aguilera was working with Pink. Yeah, girl drama. Anyways, next, Usher, You Remind Me. Remind me of a girl that wants me. Don't want to sing anymore.
Todd Riley?
Want to get copyrighted.
Ted Riley.
Ted Riley, damn.
I was gonna say Ted Riley, but
give me a hint.
Pooh Bear? Nah, I ain't gonna say Pooh Bear.
It's two people. It's a duo.
Damn.
That's a hint.
Fuck.
So it's a producer of a duo.
Wait, Cool and Dre.
So Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who have been big producers with Janet Jackson for years.
Jesus Christ.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, guys. Listen, I stuck to the early 2000s, but I had to mix it up. All right, this next one, Tony Braxton, he wasn't man enough. You guys, hint. You guys said his name a few times earlier.
Quincy. Dark Child. No, Dark Child.
What do you think, Alexis?
I give up. I say Quincy Jones, just throw it out there.
Melody's beating you. Melody's 2-0. Rodney Jerkins, who's worked with so many people. I can't even go down the line, but he's worked with so many people from Brent.
He worked with Britney.
Yes, he did.
Britney, like Rodney Jerkins. Even before he worked with Britney, I always prayed that he worked with Britney because I love Rodney Jerkins, and he did. So, love Rodney Jerkins. Next, speaking of Britney Spears, this is not a main single, so you guys may not know this, but I have the producer. You guys will know. Britney Spears, Hot as Ice. Who produced that song?
Can you give me the rhythm? Like, can you sing it? Like, hum it?
Cold as fire, baby. Hot as ice. If you've ever been to heaven. Sorry. And then you can actually hear the producer doing background vocals in the song. That's all.
Timbaland.
Danger.
And T-Pain, baby.
No way.
T-Pain
I did not know
Britney
that.
Spears, Hot as Ice. Yep.
I did not know that. Color me surprised.
I was throwing you guys some.
That's
next, Gwen Stefani, The Sweet Escape. Sweet Escape. Sweet Escape.
Akon.
Woo! What do you say, Alexis?
Pharrell.
No. Well, she did work a lot with Pharrell, so I can see why you would say Pharrell.
She did.
You had 3.
She did.
3-0.
She worked with Pharrell for that album.
And a lot of a chunk of songs she worked with Pharrell. But this particular song, Sweet Escape, Akon produced that bad boy. Next, let's get into some hip hop. I got 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one. Jay-Z.
Rick Rubin.
I said Rick Rubin. Alexis said it first. I'm going to give it to Alexis.
What the fuck?
3-1. 3-1. Rick Rubin. Come on now. Rick Rubin.
He's the only white boy that gets respect from the black community.
And you know what? I just found out, doing all this research, he's a Pisces brother. He's a Pisces brother.
And he's a Mother Nature.
He is a Pisces. I did not know that. Next, speaking of, from Jay-Z to his wifey, Beyonce put a ring on it.
Swiss Beats.
Slim Thug.
Swiss Beats.
Put a ring on it. Yeah.
Swiss Beats.
All right. You both are wrong. The Dream, who has worked with the likes of Rihanna, even Britney Spears.
We don't like him.
He was with, we don't like him. Why? Because Christina Milian, right?
Because he fucked
Christina
up
Milian dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Next, the last one, we're gonna end it here. Daddy Yankee, Gasolina.
Yeah. Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
Melody said it first.
Oh
Melody said it first.
They're Dominican. You should know this, Alexis.
And that's
I just said it. Looney Tunes.
Fine.
Melody, whoop your butt.
Let me tell you something. Growing up, I've always loved music. That was like my defense mechanism. I may not know about movies. I may not know about comics and shit like that. But music, I do know. Yeah. But why didn't you put Babyface? Like, why didn't you talk about?
There was a lot. So many producers, especially from back then. There was a lot, but we only have so much time on this.
Another thing too is that I want to say is that if you guys pay attention right now, producers were more exposed in people's work, like in videos back then. Now you're not gonna see Timbaland on the video behind the scenes.
That's true.
That's not him anymore. Or Pharrell behind the scenes. These guys don't focus front of the scenes anymore. They just do production work and then keep moving. That's it.
But even now, though, I feel like a lot of them they're still doing their work. They still do
Yeah, still doing work.
music,
Yeah.
but I feel there is a new up and coming flock of producers where, like you said, they're not out there like that in the camera and the music videos. Like we used to see what was that other one? The DJ.
Scott Storch?
No,
DJ
not Scott
Scribble?
Storch. Not
Skrillex,
New,
Diplo.
I'm having a brain fart. I could hear his voice in
Steve
the Mariah
Angelo?
song.
And what?
Fat Man DJ Clue. DJ Clue used to be in videos back in the day. Fat Man's like, you don't see that anymore. You're totally right about that. But
no, you know what you don't see anymore? Producers making albums. Like Looney Tunes had the whole, wasn't it Mayor Que Yo?
DJ yes. La Mente Maestra, which I still follow him. Timbaland. The reason why these guys don't do that type of work anymore is because it takes you. It's like DJ Khaled does it, but he does it smart. He goes, "Hey, yo, Jay, I got this record for you," but he already hired the producer. I'm just gonna send the beat. With Timbaland, he has to have everybody on call. But another thing too is that not everybody's gonna feel Timbaland sounds. With DJ Khaled, he's more versatile. Rihanna, I got this record right now that I sampled with Carlos Santana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, DJ Khaled as a producer, for me, I feel like he's like the half man, not the producer. He just put things together, which is easier because I see Justin Bieber on this record with Quavo. I'm the one, you know what I'm saying? So it's easy to do like that versus Looney Tunes, like, yo, who can I find this artist for this beat?
Speaking of, you just brought up a good point. The only one that I see still doing that and big producers, DJ Khaled.
Yeah, he's the only one that does it.
I think he's the only one, yeah.
But because he's versatile. Yeah, because he's versatile. And people gravitate to that.
Wait, someone in the comments are saying that Funkmaster Flex, I don't like him.
Funkmaster
many
Flex.
reasons.
Yeah,
I just like Funkmaster Flex, yeah. DJ Premier.
Yeah.
DJ Drama. Don Cannon. Yeah, all these guys. They used to do it. I mean, they still do it, but it's not relevant like that.
Listen, let's talk a little bit because I watched this good just a few days ago on YouTube about the music industry. This focused more on girl groups, but it made me think and expanded my mind took me back in the day when I was a kid watching certain people grow up, the Backstreet Boys, especially groups, mental health in the music industry, and how I feel music execs and the music industry should have proper tools for these artists, especially when you're in a group put together and puppeteered in a group, how the music industry should provide more mental health. Alexis, what's your take on this?
So I was watching an interview with J Balvin and he talks about it more into detail. And now that's not the first time I hear it also too, but I also actually seen it for experience my damn self. It's sad. Labels don't really get just, especially with these 360 deals, they're sucking you out every revenue that you can, and you have to meet the demand, and you have to meet the whatever contract. And I'll tell you this: anybody could get signed. That's the worst part. But you're selling yourself for $80,000, which you can make that at McDonald's for like 2-3 years. People are not thinking any smart. You have to pay that money back. How are you going to pay that money back if you have no fans? Now you're stressed. Now you have to come up with this advancement money that you didn't have to begin with. Second, how are you going to, the way you spent the $80K on stupid shit like chains, shoes, cars, or rent, or whatever the case is, now you have to figure out how I'm going to flip this money back. Now you're stressed, you're broke, and then you have to push yourself to sell a platinum album or gold album to the label so they can be like, all right, we see a hit on this. So it takes a lot of toll on the artist no matter what. Even when you're already made, if you notice, a lot of artists have to, like, once you get to, like, obviously, like, the Eminem, but when you're starting off, man, you gotta, that first album, if it doesn't hit, there's a small chance you're getting dropped after the first.
Yeah.
But the second album, I feel like you have more pressure in, because if you don't make the same numbers that you made in the first album, the second album, like, they drop,
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
So the quota, you have to meet the quota.
Yeah, but the thing is, listen, hello, if we grew up, us 80s, early 90s babies, we watched Behind the Music and shit before. TLC is a perfect example. TLC is a perfect example how you can sell millions of records and still go bankrupt. Because when you sign your contracts, you have your manager, you have the record label, you have X, Y, and Z. What a lot of people don't know about the music industry is that these are now it's gotten better because the way they sign and stuff, so it's gotten better with royalties and what you keep and the money you make from your music. But back then, and even still some with some artists, you don't make money from album sales. TLC was making 12 cents from Crazy Sexy Cool.
I cannot believe that
12 cents.
To this day.
12 cents. 12 cents, something like that. And then they went up more by the time they renegotiated. That's how those bitches went broke. And I say bitches with all the love because TLC is one of my favorite.
Well, NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, thanks, Sergio. Them too with fucking.
Yeah, but they didn't go broke though. With Lou Pearlman. But they didn't go broke. They had issues, but they didn't go broke like a TLC.
Hey, one thing I can tell you is this: every artist, the way you see their revenue, they're investing into small businesses, property, real estate. I'm telling you this off the rip. What you see, like Lil Durk just got a trucking company. I mean, I can go into detail and tell you everybody what these. If you're an artist and you're trying to stay longevity, invest. Because 10 years you're not gonna be hot.
And tour. A lot of artists, what people don't know is a lot of these artists make most of their money from touring and merchandise.
Yes, sir.
That's why you still have some of these old school artists like New Kids on the Block going on tour every other year with a crop of new other people that was big back then, because that's how you're making your money. Tour is how people make their money, not album sales. That's like a big misconception that people have. Oh, well, my favorite sold 12 million. Okay, bitch, but and where's the money, you know?
Bruno Mars is always on tour.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's how you make your money.
Another way artists make money is through sponsors, like Jack Harlow just ended up with Tommy Hilfiger and I think Reebok, Puma. Anytime you sign a Pepsi, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Little Yachty's with Star, Sourheads, and a few other companies. The thing is that if you notice, like certain artists will never get a sponsor because they're selling the wrong image. That's why you're not gonna see like 6ix9ine with a Nike deal. Why? Because he would never be a face of Nike. And if Nike ever does something for him, it's a one-time collab. I said it myself because I used to work for Nike. We only do one-time hits and that's it. And we play it out and that's it.
It's funny how you brought up that irrelevant thing, 69, because what has he done for us lately?
Nothing.
I think he snitched. I don't think people are going to take him serious.
No, nobody takes him seriously.
You'll be surprised. There's some loyal fans out there.
Listen, there could be fans. Listen, I'm a Britney fan, and people call me. So it's like sometimes you will follow people blind. Not me for Britney, because Britney has more of a legacy than 69 will ever will. But with that said, some people follow people blindly, and it's like, okay.
Fun fact: promoters can't even hire 69 because it takes amount of security and insurance because of the target that he has in the back of his head. I know this for a fact. Being a snitch.
So it's like your career is done for the most part. Let's just say it like that. So
why would
fans just gotta admit that to themselves.
Yeah, nothing too is like as an owner for a club, you're a high liability to my business. I'm gonna have thugs rolling up just because they want to pull the trigger on the back of your head.
You're gonna do some shine shit.
I don't believe he's a target anymore.
Nope,
the guys walk 6ix9ine's walking with security. I'm not. So whoever says that he's not a target anymore, trust me, this guy's with security because it doesn't matter. There's always someone trying to get someone. He's still out there.
I just want to ask,
Brian,
where? What is he doing?
Where is he in Rhode Island?
Where is he? Because I'm in New York and I haven't heard of Mamacito. Like, where is he?
But and nobody be slapping 6ix9ine. Like, you don't hear his ass.
I don't hear him. Like, listen, I be hearing people playing bullshit on the train. I'm like,
I hear DMX. I hear DMX.
Yeah, I don't hear 69 like that in New York. People rapping him. Like, so
he says overseas.
No.
Yes. So 6ix9ine does get a high respectable plus his. So there's two types of sales. So there's USA sales and there's UK like overseas sales, right? And it's crazy because he does have to go overseas to make his money
Some
and
people
make
do.
it save.
Hey, listen, some people are bigger overseas than like Britney Spears, even at the height of her career. And I'm sorry for bringing Britney, but she's the one that I know the most about. So I can just say it and know I'm speaking facts and not just out my ass. Is Britney Spears at the height of her career? Is she said it in so many back in the day?
She's international.
She's international. In China, she's huge. She is huge over there. And she even said it. She was like, "Oh, I wish I was like this big in the States." Mind you, she was still huge and relevant over here when when she said that. So it's like there's some people overseas that are huge. TLC is an example too. They still make their money touring overseas. So yeah, you're right about that. You're right.
Yeah, Nicky Jam, when he fall out from the Percocets and the drug, he had to go to Colombia.
Yeah.
Start from, and he was big in Colombia, but in the U.S., no play.
Yeah.
Then he came back.
Nicky Jam.
Yeah, his career.
I've always had a crush on him.
His story brought me tears. It's sad. Like
I watched it on Netflix, right? El Ganador, yeah.
I never seen that. I want to see it.
It's good. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I don't know if they yanked it out. You know, Netflix pulls things, add things, but it's a really good series. I cried too. I cried too because I related to things there. The relationship with the mom and everything. I loved it. Yeah. That was Nicky Jam is another example. I just personally think in the music, listen, the way we were saying earlier with the awards, how we feel like awards are giving people giving away awards now to meet quotas because we're trying to make things better. I think the music industry should also start integrating mental health for their artists, especially when you're putting people in a group and forcing them to do things and sexualizing them and all that stuff. At least give people, or at least prepare them with the proper tools for them to deal with the aftermath of the fucking mental bullshit that the industry does to you.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's correct because one of the what was the Black Eyed Peas? One of the original girls, she was black and she said she had to be analyzed as a sex object. She said, whoa, I'm not doing this. This is not what I signed up for. So she had to fall out of the group, and that's how they got Fergie.
Yep.
Fergie, the freaking meth head.
Leave Fergie alone. I love Fergie. She went through her stuff.
She's still going through it with that fucking national anthem. I'm not forgetting about that.
That was like 2-3 years ago. Leave Fergie alone.
Oh, Fergie.
I love Fergie. All right, guys.
Whoa.
But we are all, speaking of Latinos and all that stuff, we're all Latinos here, and it is the best time to roll this game out. All right? We have Alexis here, and we haven't played this game in a while, Alexis, but because of you, we're bringing it out. We're resurrecting it. It is called Tragos. If you haven't watched the show before, and this is your first time watching the show, or you've watched the show, or you haven't watched the show when we played this game, Tragos is basically, I'm going to be randomly selecting cards, and they're going to give just Latin scenarios, and if we've dealt with it, we got to drink. All right? So, you guys ready? It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. At home, if you guys are watching, play with us. Just make sure you're not drinking and driving. And if you do drink and drive, just don't say that the Inner Circle podcast made you play a game. We ready? Let's go. If you ever surprise anyone when you started talking to them in Spanish, take 2 sips.
Oh, actually, yeah, in Miami.
A lot of times that happens.
Somebody thought I was black.
For real?
Oh, gosh.
A Cuban, but they're racist, so anyway. Next.
Oh, my God.
If your family ever filled up the dish soap with more water than soap, take 2 sips.
I do that all the time. Oh my God, I'm gonna choke.
Yup. All right. Okay, this is a group trivia, guys. What do you and then whoever answers it first. Okay, this is gonna be between you guys because that's not fair. My answer. What do you answer to an older woman in the family when she calls you? winner picks a player to take a sip.
You could say Mande or dígame.
Mande, doña or señora.
Oh my god.
So pick someone to take a sip.
Well, I'm thirsty, so I'll take a sip.
There you go. Thank you.
Alexis, you take a sip.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. I will be right back.
Okay.
All right. What do you got? If you ever own people, if even your own people don't believe your ethnicity, make everyone else take 2 sips.
I mean, I look mad Dominican, so actually, for you, like people don't think that you're Puerto Rican.
A lot of
people think that you're something
else,
or Cape Verdean, or biracial.
Dominican a lot. I'm not in Dominican a lot though.
But my thing is, if you travel, like you go somewhere different, they're not gonna automatically think that you're Dominican. That's just because of the region that you're in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
but it's not going to the Europes and stuff. I can't wait to see what they clock me as.
They're gonna clock you as biracial. You never know.
Basically, yeah. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one between us squirrel friends. Let's do this between you and I, because this will be fun. Take turns naming Latino actors popular worldwide. Whoever repeats an answer takes too long. We'll cut it to 3 sips.
Okay, ready?
All right, ladies first.
Ricky Martin.
Carlos Ponce.
Damn, I was gonna say that. Jaime Camil.
Am I having a brain fart? I'm done. I'll take this.
I was gonna say David Boneta, which he just did the whole thing of Luis Miguel, the series.
I was thinking about that blonde, cute. He was in Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, video. I know who you're talking about. He was in the Ain't It Funny video.
Yes. No, not him. Well, him too, but someone else. I was in another Jennifer Lopez video. I think Dance for Your Pop or whatever. Damn, he was like blonde Cuban too, like fine. Well,
I know you're talking about. He has like lips, like nice lips. I know he's
good looking, light skin. But that other one from the Ain't It Funny?
I don't watch Telemundo or Univision like that anymore.
I used to. I forgot their names. Well, Jaime Camil was another fucking big one. Damn.
I said Jaime Camil.
You did? Oh.
Yes, bitch. He was an Ugly Betty.
Yep. Because Britney Spears did an episode of that. That's what I was going to say. All right. You're back, Alexis. So here we go. If your family ever used product containers as Tupperware, take 3 steps.
If they use what?
Product containers. So let's say
product container.
A tub of your whey protein, but then you put like cereal.
Of course. Okay, I'll tell you right now. So my mom taught me to use, those soda crackers. They come in the big green Yep. We have that here also. That's where you put your rice. Take it out the bag and put it there.
Yep. Yeah. You're making memories come alive. All right, let's do a few more.
Alexis is coming back. Give him a second.
I can't believe this card is here. I can't believe this card is here because my dad used to make fun of me with this. Here we go.
Joe is so nasty.
If you ever watch the full series of Luz Clarita,
I have the book bag. I'm not taking 5 sips.
So my dad used to make fun of me when I used to watch this novela, and he used to call her Luz Caquita.
That's
he used to call her Luz Caquita.
First of all, funny story. I'm not gonna go into detail, but people used to call me that because that's part of my name.
Luz.
I'll just say that. Luz Melanie. We're talking about Luz Clarita.
I know.
Damn, I can't believe that card was really in here. I love Luz Clarita. Next.
She's old now and sexy.
Is she? I haven't seen her. I mean, I'm sure she's grown now.
Yeah.
She's definitely grown now. Send me a picture. If you know a relative that's always going to their motherland, but they broke, take 2 sips.
So
they ain't gotta be relatives. They could be friends or like acquaintances.
Listen.
or your ex-husband.
If you are Latino and don't speak Spanish, take 2 sips.
Oh, not me.
Yeah, I see that.
Why are you drinking? You can speak Spanish.
I know people that are Spanish.
Oh, I do.
Spanish.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
All right, a few more. If you watch, I didn't even know they had this one in there too. If you watch Rebelde religiously as a kid, take 2 sips. If you don't know what Rebelde is, take 4 sips.
I love Rebelde. I had the album. I had the album.
Anaí. I used to love Anaí. I had a crush on her when I was.
No, I liked Maite Peroni and I liked Dulce Maria, even though her voice was very nasally. But yeah, I used to love it.
And then one of them is gay. One of the boys was gay too.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Something Bustamante. Whatever his name is, I don't know.
All right, let's do this one. Let's do our last one. Let's do one more. Take turns naming items your mom hit you with as a kid. Whoever repeats an answer or takes too long takes 5 sips. So,
who goes first?
Alexis, you're our guest, so go first.
Oh, la chancleta.
A pelcha.
Your pelcha.
The belt. La correa.
My mom
Alexis.
Oh, Alexis.
We gotta go.
Your turn.
We gotta keep going into one.
Like Cova.
It's true.
No, my mom would hit. He said like Cova.
Yeah,
my mom would hit me with the cord, the cable cord. Fucking bitch.
Classic.
La mano de ella. Wait, is that an item? Oh wait.
That's not an item, bitch. Drink.
Okay.
Drink. Nice glass or nice metalware or whatever the hell you got there.
Represented. That was fun. That Tragos game. I didn't know some of it because I didn't go through all of that. That was cool. Luz Clarita Rebelde taking us back. Alexis.
90s.
I know, right? We're gonna get into some what the fuck stories right now.
Yeah.
That if you wanna put your opinion on, you're more than welcome. I gotta start this what the fuck story. This is a new segment that we have, which is stories that are so far fetched, so crazy, so out there that we're like, what the fuck? But we still gotta like talk about it. This one took me out, took me all the way out where I was laughing. It was such a good giggle yesterday morning. I'm like, thank you God for this good laugh because laughter's great. Drake. There's a model. Let's get into the story. So there's a model out there allegedly who hooked up with Drake recently. I guess Drake, according to the piece, he is 7 inches. The resource. He is 7 inches cut thick. Put on a condom before he performed with the model or whatever she.
She's an IG model.
IG model. But the IG model says that he went back and forth to the bathroom to put on a condom, and then after they had intercourse, went back to the bathroom to take it off. Now, this is where it gets funny. The model, I guess, goes to the bathroom. It takes the condom off, takes the condom from the garbage.
The wastebasket, yeah.
The wastebasket, and tries to insert it in her. Now, much to her surprise, her vagina started getting hot, like lava hot, like a volcano, because she alleges that Drake poured hot sauce in the condom.
He did that basically to kill the sperm because there's a lot of females that try to trap artists or celebrities by getting queens. Yeah, they try to get like pregnant so they can be like the next baby moms and be on child support.
So if we want to say this is Drake is like the top 5 artists in the world. Like his numbers are crazy. Who wouldn't want a kid from that man? If I was a woman, I'm just so. Plus, another thing too is like, when I'm gonna start saying a couple artists is like, look at Boosie, but what is it, like 15, 20 kids he got? You got other
Offset.
Well, 5.
Nick Cannon.
The thing is that You can't 7.
Well, 6
The thing
now.
is, at the end of the 6, yeah. The thing is that like you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're just a checking account to someone.
Yeah.
And I told you I would have done the same thing.
I don't knock him for doing it.
I
As
don't
a
knock him either.
female, I think the female's disgusting for going out of her way. I saw this on the Entourage. No, not was it Entourage? No, Ray Donovan. That was one of my favorite shows. Ray Donovan. That happened to like a famous basketball player on the show,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to do damage control. But like it happens, and I think the lady, she deserved it. Oh well, it's not his fault. And like the good thing was that he actually wrapped up. He learned his lesson from having his son now.
Shit, that kitty cat was burning, but hey, now
Yo,
you know.
that's a bad yeast infection.
Melanie, what is
son?
Melanie? What is your what the fuck moment this week?
My what the fuck moment was shared actually by you, Alexis, a little bit ago. Is Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox just got engaged? What the
Yes,
fuck
you
are
know
they?
what?
They're
Yes,
literally following whatever Travis Barker and Kourtney
yes. So
Kardashian
that's
do.
it. So that's exactly what's happening in the market. It's monkey see, monkey do, just for publicity, just to get revenue, just to get attention. You see this. This is so common. It's not the first time we see this. It's monkey see, monkey do, just to get some type of exposure, just to get some type of reality. The way he even recorded from the video it looks so fucking cheesy. You got all this money? Hire a cameraman. Let him sleep behind a bush and. Like why be so cheesy with a couple iPhones and one on the floor and then one on the stool? Like it
Her
was so
reaction was
set up.
mad, like, yeah, it was very
Dry.
dry and actress like getting on her knees and shit and then putting the ring.
Yeah.
The ring is not cute to me. The ring is not cute.
Well, they're both Taurus.
Good for
Oh
them.
gosh, good for them. That's not gonna last. We know that.
Taurus ain't the best. Aquarius and Pisces are.
Oh.
Listen, my mom was a Taurus. My dog was a Taurus. I know some Taurus, so they're not that bad.
My cousin's a Taurus. Love her.
My best was a Taurus.
There you go. So Taurus are good people, but no one's perfect. But that's how what the fuck moment stories. Now, Alexis, before we wrap it up, like Drake, tell the people everywhere they can find you, if they want to contact you, all that good stuff. Sell yourself like a prostitute in church.
No, it's fine. So if you guys look at the on this live, my Instagram is literally, I put it there literally. So you can see what it says Charlie. It says IG Mixed Ball in One. If you guys need some type of consultation or interior designing for studios, your apartment, your house, your baby mama, your baby daddies, all that. You need something. It doesn't have to be music. I'm a man of many trades. So if you guys need, to any work done or music or need a consultation or want to put a recording studio, want to put something musically in your home, you guys know where to reach me at.
Awesome. Now we're about to wrap it up, but first, here at the Inner Circle Podcast, we like to end it with let's end it in gratitude. So, Melanie, kick it off.
Okay, I have to think. Well, actually, no, I don't. I am grateful for long friendships, like both of you guys. I literally met you guys when I first moved to New York. And they're obviously like Alexis and I haven't spoken in a couple of years. No, 11. we haven't spoken in a couple of years. But at the end of the day, like when we do speak, it feels like time never passed. So I do appreciate you guys, and that's how you know you guys are the real ones. So I'm grateful for that.
In the circle, right?
Yeah, in the circle. Always by the circle. Now my ended with gratitude, as corny as it sounds, but it's very fitting with today's theme is music. As you said, Melanie, music for me has been always an escape in my life. Growing up, as kids we go through a lot from either our parents that we see or whatever, and music has always been an escape and a refuge for me and therapy before I started learning of real therapy. So music, I'm so thankful for, and to this day, music is very big and very important in my life. And I like to say music has saved my life. So I'm very grateful and thankful for music. Music makes the people. All right, guys.
Alexis, do you have something you're grateful for?
I want to say that I'm very grateful for just the people around me, your friends, your family, the people that push you to the next level, your colleagues, acquaintances, the people that didn't believe in the process. Also, you gotta be thankful for, because those are the people to this day where you look back and it's like, holy shit, like you still sitting working at that shitty job at Wendy's, and I'm still, moving forward in life. So you gotta be grateful for everything in life, people and everything, all aspects of life.
Really bad, yep. We want to thank you guys so much. First of all, special guest Alexis Ortiz. Finally, I'm coming on there. We finally make it happen. Thank you so much for coming through. Listen, once you're part of the Circle family, you're always part of the Circle family. So we would love to see you come through again and join us and chop it up like us New Yorkers.
Thank you.
Melanie, we love you. It was a great week.
Love you too.
You guys could catch us on the Everything the Inner Circle podcast. IG, I see you guys. Those numbers are growing. Thank you guys so much. Follow us on IG, Facebook, YouTube. We also stream the very next day on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. The list goes on. Subscribe. We will see you guys next week. Same place, same time, with a special guest that it's special and it's a surprise. We'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. We are out.
Bye.
Peace.